Angelo Badalamenti.
Angelo Badalamenti.
He say, oh, that's it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Angelo. Oh, he's tearing my heart out. I love that. Just keep it going. Now, she's starting to leave. So far down. Keep falling. Keep falling. Keep falling. Now go back into the dark woods.
Mr. Lynch lives, all will be live forever. Good morning. It's a nice answer simple. More simply, 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 more simply. David, it's David Lynch. It's February 20th, 2025, and it's Tuesday. In Naples, they are totally, not clear, but at the same time not so many clouds in this sky, behind this sky, the sun in this sky, so mid sky, and at the moment seems that now it's early afternoon, practically are 13:58 Fahrenheit 14 Celsius. This means that it's really cold, like in the year. That's fact the old classic adjective usually spend winter beer senza queste rapporti tra il seguo, ma se la persona non rimembra finché labori, che sono labori, which ma video se poi dire I'm sure la sera di nome si mette si mette a poi si vecchia che vive junto con Chinese, you know, it's better, I know, perhaps a paradox for you, but not for me. And I didn't always do identical operations for the winter and the spring and the autumn and the summer. In fact, the spring and the autumn, so I would questi aggettivi soft, quello per summer, aggettivi 8 sono si chiesi se casi gadget and as regarding the crisi potresti farmi ora something to say a few that I'm absolutely complete. The better, obviously, it's a cold, in particular, it's a winter, obviously, in the last weeks, particularly, it's really cold. But at the same time, thanks to me, I follow senza me, so that's 2 points. Or better, 2 points is part of this method that is a Wim Hof's method, is a chat thread, and these 2 points are consisting in cold showers, front freezer, and swear, later coffee, that's possible. Or frankly, these points I always certify the cold, and since 1 year, I always certify the cold. And for this, I think less than that, but there is also another aspect, the second aspect, because this Friday, and the reason in general, is about from last year, that's it, winter class, winter start winter like this thing is to consider lots of aspects like that right for the world is points, because in general for me temporary is good. You can see also the condition situation, some of these things is good. I don't know if also for other people, I don't know if also for other people if you have the same sensations, judgment to me about this. From one late sure I think of not. For example, think of a cold showers, but the possible people do 2 showers, I don't know, this depends on them. It's still not today, I don't know if I can say the same thing as just for instance, I repeat, it's a good, but not completely. In fact, maybe some of things of this. Area FM, think at temperature fancies, repeat this just before, if you 75 senses, at the important thing is some sphere, that's you. For the it is. so pezzi dei cortini. And as you know, as many people sometimes there is a curtain in general, you should see most perfect, but just suppose in fact as soon as I repeat, this is sun, but also this cloudy, and in fact I think it's possible that later could become not total but mostly cloudy, I'm most sure. Also that could rain if it around is a molte possibilità, che su questo proprio sicuramente non ci penso qui, siamo sui sì, e infatti che è per scrivere, adesso deve chiaro. Well, bad, perhaps better the contrary, bad, well, so series from sarebbe tipo, quindi so da cortine, with SWAT closing, also matter pazienza, come the cortine was and with SWAT, in fact, the only difference is the color of the flowers, because the color of the flowers, the various flowers, was yellow or gold, and the first cortine pink, and this, if it's not pink, it's similar to the color of the first cortine, and if you notice, fatto vedere, adesso sembra una room sopra mi dico, quindi non credo che sono un po' la struttura, cioè 2 years, infatti se noi un quote, so su tu logo, così io venisse cortini, ridi senza quanto, io sto vedendo su più per Manchester, always in Airbnb, visible in Airbnb, ma trovare per me, always better busy when sentire ogni shot, anzi quanti primi ogni shot. Regarding the issue, the Western activism behind the routine, trovare in general visible, ma non sono in case of better when sentire ogni shot, non sono in si quanti primi ogni shot. And finally, from a meteor came an IGX 640 APG 625, also in case of primi ogni shot. Sleeping indicator, so the brand is also the measure from yes, and finally, you will get breakfast. Today it's really late. Also for my house, fact I see late, I mean for my house, but all important to fare un regolare ragazzi. Sembra sì, tu sei Saturday, in fact only breakfast at internet you get at least start with at internet. After that, yes, it was yesterday, so I think at the regular, this regular sembra tutti, so sarà ciò. Altro di vita really close, so the economy late also for us, era just una quota, 13-58 minutes. But the really important thing is to show us the damage that in some way also today, fortunately, it's unbelievable. And as we always say, ecco fa, si sono mossi, tutti per favore, absolutely, and it's a few weeks from the Southern Meteor Shots, Southern Meteor Batch, other my favorite biscuits, in particular that I would end of things as he got and the milk and toilet shots, toilet gets in it, the coffee, obviously, but also in squeaky chocolate as soon as fact from the other short fragment video, the other shot, and within this I had also at Nikolaj's breakfast, I was a moment, particularly songs, and mega bomb, as he got the serious, I mean, if a beautiful siesta, one and the parents, yes, for me, this are at second place of position because the first place of position there are the palm parents, yes. In fact, I truly recommend them because they are really super bad. Else tomorrow I suppose if I want to die. In fact I don't know until tomorrow to pull down will happen. May I see.